For 2018, the IMSA Prototype Challenge presented by Mazda has taken a bold new step and adopted an endurance racing format for its 6-race season that opened in early January at Daytona International Speedway. We'll still see the open-top Mazda cars out on the circuit at the same time as the LMP3 class, but instead of two 45-minute races, for 2018, it's a single 1 hour and 45-minute challenge for the teams and drivers. And those teams can choose either 1 or 2 drivers to get them to the checkered flag. Hello everybody, I'm John Hindorf and we're here at beautiful Barber Motorsports Park in Birmingham, Alabama. Fabulous day, no chance of the weather intervening. Remember, 2 different types of prototypes out on the circuit. The closed-top cars are the V8s, the LMP3 machines, and they should be running at the front of the field, but expect plenty of action from the open-top Mazda-powered 2-litre MPC class cars. 26 cars on the grid, and here's how they're qualified. Chris Wright with the pole position time at just on 103 mile an hour average. He'll hand that car over to his teammate partway through the race for Extreme Speed Motorsport. Most of the teams choosing to have 2 drivers to get them all the way through the hour and 45 minutes, but not our pole sitter in MPC. The 31 car of Michael Chilmecki will be doing that race with just Michael behind the wheel. Coming into the final corner, lovely lineup. Oh, but the front row slowing right down. Watch behind, because there might be, there's the check-up. There might have been a little touch there. The green flag's in the air. Bit of an untidy start as they head down towards the first corner. A decent getaway. Chris Wright from pole position, points leader. Austin McCusker in 3rd position off the line, and I think he just about hung on to that. Over the top of the brow and almost getting airborne. Our pole sitter and leader. Watch out for the ESM car coming down the inside. It's like the number 4 machine trying to go the long way around. Lovely piece of driving into the hairpin as they head up past the very lovely Motor Museum here at Barber. This circuit a perfect place for the prototypes. Lots of aerodynamics on these cars, helping them to that 100 mile an hour plus average speed, even though there's a couple of slow corners. Now watch out for the second class, the MPC cars. They're having their own battle. We'll pick that up in a moment as the leaders charge down through the S's. More than 3/4 of the way around this opening lap. This is a long race, tactics will come into it. Oh, and a bit of bodywork out. There was some contact then at the start of the race across the line. That, I think, is from the RV. There's only one of those in the race, the RV Riley, the Hurley and Gibson number 44 car. So can we see it there? Is it missing? Yes, it is. It's missing the right front fender area. Aerodynamically, it's not going to be terribly badly affected because the inner wheel arch, the inner guard is still there. A couple of the dive planes will be missing, of course. More worrying for me is that is out on the circuit. So Chris Wright leads it, and the LMP3s fire through. Oh yes, that's on the racing line, and I think somebody's clipped that piece of bodywork already. Now, this is a big field of cars and it's spreading out. I don't think we're going to see any of the corner workers come out. That needs to be replaced. The double yellows are in hand on the start-finish line, and we'll need to get someone out to pick that up as soon as possible. The 44 car, a little bit of a cyclops at the moment, just one side of the headlights. Not slowing it down at all, but expect to see the safety car on the circuit for that to be removed from harm's way. We're just getting into our stride here, and it looks to me as though the yellows are coming out. Yes, they are. Full course caution for the IMSA Prototype Challenge presented by Mazda here at Barber Motorsports Park. Behind our Porsche Turbo safety car for the second time this afternoon in round 3 of the IMSA Prototype Challenge presented by Mazda. There's been a lot of incident and accident. Nick Colivas spinning down at the hairpin, then look in the background, another spin on his own. Joel Janko in the 25P1 Motorsports LMP3 car. Then a very nasty moment again for Nick Colivas, going wide. Needs to calm down just a little bit, managed to avoid any issue. And then Brad Baker going off in the blue LMP3 car. He did get out of the gravel, but he spread it all over the circuit, and the cleanup is why we're on our second full course caution. Safety car is in the pit lane, just under an hour and 19 to go, and we are back racing, and Chris Wright has to do it all over again, and does. Leo Lamelas in second place for Charles Vick Racing, the man from Sao Paulo, Brazil, in the red LMP3 car. One of the slew of Ligiers at the sharp end of the field. The little blue and white car going through there. Michael Chumecki is the leader in MPC. Down to the hairpin, bit of jostling for position as everyone gets heat back into their Continental tyres after a long run behind the safety car. Great restart from Chris Wright, who has got away again. Battling down through the field there. Number 40, Keith and David Grant. 5th in the race here today. Easy car to spot that Ligier. Right in behind him, the number 74. Anthony Simone from Ontario. And Anthony driving one of the Normas, the M30s that are in the race championship this year. Variety of chassis manufacturers allowed in LMP3, but all using the same gearbox and V8 power plant. The open-top cars, of course, are all the same chassis and engine combination, the Elan DPO2 and the Mazda 4-cylinder 2-litre engine for the open-top cars. There's one going across the start-finish line now. And that was Dave House that we saw for a brief moment. The 36 is Paul LaHaye in the bright, shocking pink car. Chris has made a good restart here and got away. Still, Anthony Simone having a look round the back of the Grant family outing. Oh, problem down at the hairpin. Joel Janko on the left has found first gear and just about pulls away. On the right, that's Nick Colivas again, isn't it? Who's had, what's that now, his 3rd issue, at least a couple for Joel Janko as well, who now has to find reverse gear in the number 25P1 Motorsports Ligier, which he does. Just waiting for the rest of the field to come through. He's dropped way down off the back of the LMP3 field. The MPCs, I think, were a little bit further back. Well, in fairness, the leader of MPC must have been around that sort of area when the incident happened. It's Michael Chumecki, of course. Let's have another look at the incident. Well, they're just coming over the brow behind this battle. 33 and 4, 33. Lance Wilsey, oh, just gets a little touch on the Dean Baker and Zachary Robichon car. Oh, and it looked to me there, as the two cars spun in unison behind them, Chumecki held up, and John Brownson has gone through into the lead of MPC, just caught them going across the top of the hill there. So Brownson now leads MPC as the little blue and white number 31 was held up there. And I think that Michael has lost at least one, possibly two positions. Let me check the next timing position as they come through. trying to look in the background. Well, there's Brownson in the red and white car. And yes, it's the 28 in second, and now Trumecki down into third. So that is a change. Bart Wolff, who shares with Tassio Ortiz, up into second. So what a shame then for our pole man, the Eurosport Racing number 31, as we head back to the front of the field. And the LMP3s and look at the battle for second. McCusker leading the championship at the moment and putting pressure on Leo Lamelas, man from Sao Paulo, Brazil. Well, Chilmecki's got one of the positions he lost back. Not his fault at all, tied up with someone else's accident that we saw, the spinning Janko and Colivas incident. That's the problem. He is very quick, so he gets into the back of the LMP3 field. Just over an hour and 3 minutes to be precise to go here in round 3 of our 2018 season. And Michael Chilmecki back in the lead of the NPC category, courtesy of a nice clean pass on John Brownson, a couple of minutes ago. We've got some pit stops now. Remember, some of these cars are using 2 drivers. Opportunity to change the Continental tyres if required as well. There is a minimum stop time, no hurry for these guys. These are not professional drivers, of course. Even in LMP3, you're only allowed 1 silver driver and 1 bronze-rated FIA driver, so very much the preserve of the non-professionals. Jay Howard taking over the 87 car. 25 is in, that'll be Kenton Cook jumping in. Joel Janko out of that car after a couple of spins early on. At the front of the field, Chris Wright is still leading. There he is. Chris has got a season of this type of racing under his belt, so knows which way is up. There's the battle for second. Here it is, coming down to the hairpin. Lamelas, McCusker and Max Hanratty on the back of that there. The green and black number 3. Ligier. 5-litre V8 thumping big engine. They sound fantastic at full revs. Lots of torque as well in the back of these purpose-built racing cars. High downforce, aerodynamic cars. Got to have the confidence to throw them at the corner. The faster you go, the more they grip. Not always the easiest thing to get your mind around. Second, third, fourth. None of these cars yet into the pit lane. But with an hour to go now, the pit lane is open. And indeed, as I say that, Lamelas pulls in. So Will Ohm will be standing by in the Charles Wicht Racing pit. Also in the 44, Gary Gibson, Josh Hurley machine. It's Josh getting into the car and a new nose cone going on. Remember, the right-hand side fender, front wing of that car, was dislodged very early on, and that's what caused our first of the 2 safety cars we've had to this point. Busy time now for the pit crews as Chris Wright, our lead, is in. Jan Clary. Getting in as Chris Wright folds himself out. Notice there's no real hurry here because of that pit stop time that is mandated. Bit of fuel going in on the far side from us, at least from our camera vantage point. Continental tyres going on. No driver in the car whilst the fuel is going on, as Jan is waiting in the white driver's suit with the yellow and blue helmet, hands on hips, ready to go. Oh, and a problem at the exit of the pits. Now, is that a penalty or is it a problem? Certainly a P3 car not moving. And the air bottle going in on the far side to help the fueling. Looks like there's been a problem down there at the number 30 pit, and the Extreme Speed Motorsports guys normally so slick with their pit work. See one or two of the team guys just having a chat with the incoming driver. Also in the pit lane, P1 Motorsports Ligier, the red, white and blue number 42. Jim Garrett and Robbie Foley sharing that car. Now the car on the ground, and Jan Clary still not in the car. Oh, that was... I'm not sure what's going on there. It's just taking them a little bit too long, even with the timed pit stop. Now we go as the fuel bottle finally comes off. Jan being bolted in, but that's taken a very, very long time for the car that was leading. Where will that cycle back out? Matt Dickin and Corey Lewis's pit stop, the 17. The second of the P1 Motorsport Ligiers in as well. And it's Corey Lewis who will take the car to the checkered flag, which is in just under 58 minutes time here at Barber. And on the front straight, a spin and an accident for Stephen Dawes in the 22 Performance Tech Motorsport MPC car. Looks like he's lost it coming out the final corner. Too much throttle, spun across to driver's left, the inside of the track, and backed it into the wall. Now, he's done damage, and the suspension damage as well to the right rear, I think. But he may be able to get that car out of harm's way. We're still green at the moment, but the right rear wheel at a somewhat jaunty angle, and he's past the pit entrance, of course. May be able to turn hard right at the end of the pit wall and take it out of the way. Stephen doing a good job here as it crabs sideways down the front straight. Now everyone who's just made their pit stops will be panicking at the moment in case the full course caution comes out. White flag doesn't mean last lap here, it means a slow car in that sector. Are the double yellows coming out? This could be manna from heaven. McCusker has stayed out. Now, he needs to be in the pits right now, just in case the pits close. Stephen Dawes has done a great job to get his MPC class machine off the circuit straight into the pit lane. McCusker doing exactly the right thing. If we don't call full course yellow, that's fine, but he was in, the pits were open with just on 56 to go. If the yellow flag does come out, he will make up a huge amount of time because everyone will be driving slowly behind the blue Porsche 911 Turbo. The Baker and Robichon car in the pit lane as well, the number 4 IMSA Motorsport machine. And it is Zachary Robichon to take that car to the end. I think we're going to stay green, by the way, so a big sigh of relief for all of the LMP3 teams who pitted early. Max Hanratty out of the number 3 Extreme Speed Motorsport Ligier. And Ben Waddell will get into that once the service is complete. Notice again, no real hurry down in the pit lane because of the minimum pit lane time. IMSA deciding it's far better for everyone to get everything done safely. No danger of fuel spillage or people not being bolted in. And that was the Californian TJ Fisher jumping into the 47 Motorsports, number 47, Austin McCusker, having done his job for the day. Meantime, a change of leader in the MPC category. John Brownson back in the lead. Chilmecki in the 31, now in second. Round 3 of the IMSA Prototype Challenge presented by Mazda. Action aplenty as we race towards the checkered flag in round 3 of this year's championship. Hello everybody, I'm John Hindhaugh from IMSA Radio. I'm thoroughly enjoying this. It's been a good race so far for the 3-0 Extreme Speed Motorsport. Ligier has led pretty much every single lap other than when they were changing over from Chris Wright to Yann Claret from France. Blue 74 is the 47 Motorsports machine, sitting in 4th position. Check that, in 3rd position. This is the 4th place car, the second of these 2 prototypes, going down the front straight and crossing the line now, and that's Will Owen. And Will, at the moment, desperately trying to get by the Jim Garrett and Robbie Foley P1 Motorsports car, which is sitting off the lead lap, and he'll be getting a little bit frustrated, I would think, that he's been held up by a car. He's flashing the lights there down to turn 5, and we'll see the blue flags, I'm sure, from the corner workers. So Owen dropping time here, really needs to get through. It's a tight circuit to pass. Robbie Foley is down in 10th position, but the first car off the lead lap. Now the lead has already gone through, so Robbie really shouldn't be holding up this number 7 car. Robbie is a very experienced driver. Surprised to see him making it that hard. Just needs to breathe a little bit on the throttle on one of the straights, just let it off. Shouldn't really be making Will work this hard for the position. He's not going to get a wave around. Down into the final corner. Will, very decisive. Well, I think finally Robbie does give a little bit of room, but that could have happened maybe a full lap earlier. And Will, with just a little glance to the right there, I'm not sure he'll be overly impressed with that. And these things might come back to haunt Robbie later on in the season when he needs a favour. Always has to be a bit of give and take, particularly when you're going a lap down. All right, fight the leader if you're trying to stay on the lead lap. Now, further up the field, 71 and 74 battling there. Well, that can't be 71, that must be, well, that's second. Who's that in the middle? That's the 75, that's Cameron Castles. Now, this is another lapped car in between the battle for second and third. The 47 and the 74, 47 Motorsports cars, 47 and 74, 47 and 47 reversed. Cameron Castles had at least one spin, not having the best day. He's 2 laps off the lead. And, oh, mistake there by the number 74, Rodrigo Fluka, a man who has a bit of open wheel experience in Europe behind him. Rodrigo from Lima, Peru. And Cameron Castles, again, I've got to say, shouldn't be holding that car behind him up, and that's allowing Will Owen in the number 7 crossing the line now and going down towards the first corner. He's closing up now. And Rodrigo will be getting a bit frustrated there behind the car that separates him from his teammate. Not frustrated at all, and absolutely delighted will be the number 7, Charles Wick Racing driver, Will Owen, because the Performance Tech car is certainly holding up the man he's trying to chase down. Now, there's been a great battle going on in MPC. John Branson's led for a while. Michael Chilmecki back in the lead. They had a bit of back and forth in the middle part of the race, but Chilmecki has built up a reasonable lead now. Let's see if we can see second place. It's a red and white car coming over the hill. No, it wasn't there. There's TJ Fisher in second in P3, LMP3 and overall. Then Cameron Castles is 2 laps off the lead. Then third, the 74-47 Motorsports car. Then the bright red machine of Will Owen is charging very hard indeed. The cars are getting lighter, burning off the fuel. Beautiful afternoon here. The Continental tyres are being absolutely hammered lap after lap. Another lap completed. Just under 19 minutes to go. Second, lapped car. Cameron Castles in the Performance Tech red and black machine. Then the 47 Motorsports number 74, and that is in third position. And then the next car back is the 4th place car of Will Owen. So second, third and fourth with the interloper, the performance tech car in the middle. Will Owen starting to make ground, I think, on that 74 car in third place. So blue and black second, black and red performance tech lapped twice. Then another mainly blue Ligier in third, and then the red and black car charging up is the Ligier of Will Owen. Oh, come on, Cameron, you need to be out of that. Oh, as Owen pushes so hard, he goes off the circuit. Blue flag's waving for Cameron Castles, and he's steadfastly ignoring them at the moment. And this is at least a couple of laps. Well, I don't agree with this. Once you're more than a lap off the lead, and Cameron is a very, very experienced and normally very fair driver, but at the moment, he's involved in a battle that he's 2 laps away from. And that is not good driving. People remember this kind of thing. Got to say that Ricardo Fluker is being extremely patient. I know 1 or 2 other drivers who might have been right up underneath the tailpipe. He knows about close quarters racing, having started very traditionally in his motorsport career, racing karts in his native Peru. Look at the ground he's losing now, though, to his teammate as we head towards the last 15 minutes. Very frustrating indeed for the man from Peru. And this is allowing Will Owen in the number 7 car to close on this battle. Remember, this is not a battle for position here. Surely Castles there. All he had to do was lift a bit early and allow that third place car to go through. So out of character for Castles here. I know he's had a frustrating day. He's had at least 1 spin, dropped down a couple of laps off, and here comes Owen. This is the opportunity he needed, and this has all come about by Cameron Castles refusing to move over for blue flags. Very poor driving from Castles, and it's cost the 74 car a spot on the podium. And that might have just put the heart rate on Ricardo Fluker up a little bit as he goes to the outside of turn 1. That would be bold and brave, and it does not happen. He's just gone a little bit wide there. Well, well. A new third-place driver, Will Owen, might be buying Cameron Castles a little drink after the race at Barber. Under 15 minutes to go, and the battle for third position is on as Cameron Castles has finally cleared out of the way, and the 74 and 7 have now a fair fight. Not much, I'm afraid, for Rodrigo Fluker, the Peruvian driver, to be excited about. Had third place firmly in his grip until Castles got in the way. Now Cameron Castles pulls out the way. I suspect there's been a chat on the radio there. Will Owen, third position, having charged through the field in that number 7 that he took over from Leo Lamelas. Charles Wick Racing Ligier. Now he's got traffic. Now, oh, and he's gone wide. He got out onto the grey. Traffic giveth and traffic taketh away. Well, bad luck for Owen, but you think perhaps a little bit of payback there from the racing gods. As the Jay Howard and Nick Colivas 5 miles out racing car, perhaps just distracting the third place driver. So a new third place car is Jay Howard behind the wheel of that Norma M30, the white car. 2 Ligiers sitting in behind. And now that's good driving. See, why didn't Castles do that? Lap after lap, he held those guys up. I've got a feeling now that Race Control are telling the teams that the drivers have got to be more considerate and watch their mirrors when these battles for podium positions are coming through. Yann Claret, the Frenchman, well over 20 seconds ahead, by the way, of third position, for second position, excuse me. Second position still the 47 of TJ Fisher. Austin McCusker started that car, but the interest is for third position. '36 John Brownson lapping one of, 36 Paul LaHaye lapping the Robert Masson car, I think, there. So possibly a problem there. Here's Will Owen, still at school studying and doing racing in his spare time. Not a bad extracurricular activity for Will, who's driven very, very well indeed today. Briefly in third position, but this is a genuine battle now. Claret from Fisher, first and second. Fisher just taking a little time out of the leader there. That last lap around, coming down to the last 10 minutes as the charge to the checkered flag continues here at Barber. IMSA Prototype Challenge presented by Mazda, once again producing flat-out motorsport. Flucker in that 74 car with a couple of his best laps of the race and has opened up a bit of a lead. The leader, though, is in elegant and splendid isolation. Jan Claret, no stranger to endurance racing, no stranger to having a roof over his head. Raced in GT1 a few years ago now, and here in the States trying to just get his name recognised, and he's doing that in the best possible way. Just lost a couple of seconds in traffic, but now eases out again to a 22-second lead. Michael Tremecki, pole sitter, qualified this little number 31, open top Mazda power car, over a 100-mile-an-hour average around the circuit here. Just think about that for a moment. You've seen how slow some of these corners are. Inside the last 10 minutes of racing, and the checkered flag is beckoning. Needs a clean run to the line, though, for the number 30 Extreme Speed Motorsports, Jan Claret behind the wheel. The 30 of Jan Claret leads. TJ Fisher in a solid second position, but 6 seconds behind. The battle for third position is still well and truly lit. Rodrigo Flucker in the blue, number 74, Norma, has it at the moment. Behind the wheel of the red Ligier, Will Owen wants that last step on the LMP3 and overall podium. Will's been pushing hard, he's been off the track, but now settled down. Did have it for a moment, and ahead there's a problem for the second place car. That is TJ Fisher. Fisher's gone around, and Austin McCutcheon, his teammate, is the championship leader. Now, is there damage? Can he get it restarted? He's lost the position, but now it's about damage limitation in every sense of the word. Well, he's got it going. Doesn't look too bad. It's, oh, I was going to say it's pointing in the right direction, but it's not. The left rear suspension is doing a bit of steering that left rear should not be doing. And TJ Fisher caught up with one of the MPC cars in the hairpin. Solid second position has just gone. He's down the inside here. He's coming from a long way back. Big look up from the RV behind, the RV Riley. Oh, TJ, that wasn't on. And it is the RV that causes the damage to that left rear. No fault there to the Barber Motorsports, RV Riley driver. But what a turnaround that is, as our championship points leading driver's car is limping back. 4 minutes to go, and they won't get that fixed. It's going to be a toe link or something. Damage to the bodywork as well. There's all kinds of pieces of that car we shouldn't be able to see, and TJ Fisher has made the mistake. That was an optimistic move. He was more than 20 seconds behind the leader and 6 seconds ahead of the battle for third. He should have been stroking it home. What a piece of brain fade there. TJ, what were you thinking? Should have been cruising home. There's the leader putting a lap on that stricken car. Jan Claret Well, he'll have seen that, and that's big news for the championship standings. Claret not taking part in the first couple of rounds, trying to get his name into the vision and the minds of the IMSA paddock, and he's done his job hunting no end of good here. He's been brilliant since he took the car over from Chris Wright, who also did a great job. The Extreme Speed Motorsport car leading away, and the 47 Motorsport car in the pits, and Austin McCusker in the pits cannot believe that his championship lead has just evaporated in the blink of an eye down at the hairpin. The leader's got traffic ahead, but over a half-minute gap now back to the other 47 Motorsports car. So what sort of emotions going on down there at 47? And the 74, the other half of their awning, has profited and is now in second place. That pushes the 7 of Will Owen and Leo Lamelas, the Charles Vict Racing Ligier, up into third. And now in fourth, Max Hanratty and Ben Waddell. Ben in the car in fourth position. I'm not sure they're close enough to challenge for a podium position as the clock counts down. I still can't believe that TJ, it wasn't a pass for position, it was an NPC car. He would have been able to outdrag it later on. Bad decision making at the end of a long, hard, warm afternoon of racing. Waddell now over 10 seconds behind the podium positions, so he's not going to challenge Will Owen. I'm rubbing my eyes in disbelief at a solid second position for championship leader just disappearing. Austin McCusker will, well, I can't even imagine how he's feeling at the moment. He did a great job at the start of the race, handed over to TJ with the car in a solid second position, and it's all disappeared in the blink of an eye. White flag is in the air, just on a minute to go, as the man from Laval in France, Yann Claret, crosses the line and starts the last couple of miles of round 3 of the IMSA Prototype Challenge presented by Mazda. Barber Motorsports Park, a phenomenal venue, the rolling hills of Birmingham, Alabama, providing a splendid backdrop. And oh, how I would like to see the bigger prototypes of the IMSA WeatherTech series here. Just saying, let's put it out there. But what a race this has been, not complaining at all. And there'll be no complaints either from Extreme Speed Motorsport, from Chris Wright, who put the car on pole position and handed off to his teammate Yann Claret, his debut in the season. And what a way to get on the radar of the US teams, as Claret has less than half a lap to go now. And it will be a Ligier that captures the top step of the podium. A Ligier, French manufacturer, in the hands of, I'm sure, a very proud Frenchman, as the final corner is the only thing between him and the checkered flag. And there is the victory confirmed. Checkered flag in the air. Claret wins it after a great first stint by Chris Wright. And we'll wait half a minute or so to see the rest of the LMPs come in. It's been a dominant performance. Pit stop strategy perfect, and execution pretty good in the pit lane too for Extreme Speed. Michael Chilmecki started on pole, finishes on the top step of the NPC podium, but not without a bit of battling. Dropped down as far as third at one stage in the standings after having to avoid 2 spinning LMP3 cars, but fought his way back. John Brownson and he had a great battle in the middle of the race. But Michael brings the Eurosport Racing Elan DP02 with Mazda power round the last few corners. And the man from Windsor, Ontario will claim the victory in the MPC category. And he's going to be very happy indeed. Take nothing away from the Extreme Speed Motorsport team and their drivers, Chris Wright, who started from pole position, and Jan Claret, who brought it home to the victory at Barber. The perfect way for Jan Claret to announce himself to IMSA Prototype Challenge Competition presented by Mazda is to bring the car to victory lane. Chris Wright, his teammate, put it on pole position yesterday and did a great first stint. The Flugger and Simone, number 74 in second, benefiting from their team car spinning out, and Will Owen and Leo Lamelis making up the overall and LMP3 podium. Michael Chilmecki went from pole to the checkered flag, but not without competition in MPC from John Brownson, and Dr. Robert Masson will be on the third step of the open-top Mazda Power podium. At the front of the field, a fantastic team performance by Extreme Speed Motorsport.
Well, it's a perfect day for us because we did the pole position yesterday, and today Chris, he did a really good stint. He kept the tire, and the car was very, very fast, and the team did a good job because the setup now is very perfect. I never pushed during my stint. I just try to keep the tire, and I don't take the curb to manage the car, and everything is okay, nice.
Third position in MPC today, enough to give Robert Masson the lead in the championship standings. But Dave House, Bart Wolff, Tazio Ortiz, Stephen Dawes, John Brownson, and even Paul Lehay in sixth, still in with championship hopes. In LMP3, Austin McCusker came in here as the championship leader. He'll leave in third behind Leo Lamelis and Chris Wright. Now let's hear from our MPC winner.
Oh, it was fantastic. Certainly the beginning of the race was exciting. We had some challenges, getting past some P3s, and then had to give it back. But it was great. It was definitely something that from pole to win for me, that's a first. So I'm very, very thankful. I love this facility. It was a great track. My team was fantastic. They put together a wonderful car that gave me the opportunity to do what I just did.
We're back with the clock at 1 hour and 45 minutes for another round of the IMSA Prototype Challenge presented by Mazda in July at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park as we head north of the border to continue our 2018 season. Thanks to everyone here at Barber, to the hard-working production team behind the scenes, and of course to the essential work done by all of our volunteers, track workers, flag marshals and other officials. For more information on the IMSA Prototype Challenge presented by Mazda and other IMSA competition, go to www.imsa.com. I'm John Hindorf. See you at a track soon. Bye for now.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of the International Motorsports Association. We would like to thank all of our loyal fans for your continued support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.